Hey guys, it's me. So I'm here to give you guys a little health update, and it's not good. So I posted recently that I had a re-examination to see how far along my multiple sclerosis is. Um, for those who don't know, I've had multiple sclerosis for almost 20 years, and for the last 10 to maybe 10, 11 years, it's been pretty dormant. It's always painful, you know, but when you're relapsing, it's like 6 times worse. So I pretty much work every day of my life for the last 20 years in excruciating pain, and that's when you're in remission. You know that doesn't mean you're not in pain. You're always in pain. I haven't lived a day in the last 20 years without being in pain. I just don't show it very much. But this is not about my multiple sclerosis. I was at the doctor's and they run a battery of tests, and I got scheduled for 2 MRIs to see um, how far along I've been since the last like 10 years. So they're gonna run those tests. They're like an hour each, and anybody who uh, has done MRIs knows it sucks. But one of the tests they ran was a simple test. It's just reading the big board, how far along you can see, and they started with closing my left eye, and the right eye did pretty okay. Not great, but um, I think it's around 20/50. So, 'cause I do have small retina damage in my right eye. Um, it's fixable because I guess it's not um, in a bad location. I don't know all the terminology, but so then I close my right eye, like I'm doing right now, and just like then, I can't see nothing. So I can't even see. I barely see a light on the screen. Um, so that's I'm 20/200, which is considered legally blind. It's like the last step before you're completely blind. And yeah, that came to a shock to me because you don't walk around with just one eye. You just when I have both eyes open, I can tell the difference. I can see better in my right eye, but you don't ever just close your eye, close one eye to look out the other eye. That's something you do at a doctor's office, and as you can tell, it came to a shock to me because I've always known I had bad retina damage in this eye, and they did tell me that it's not fixable because of the placement of this eye is smack dab in the middle. So my my eye doctor's opinion was that eventually this eye would give out, and she even told me, she goes, I don't ever like to give a time frame because everyone's different, but she did say I would probably have a good while with it. Maybe I think she said about 10 years. So I was always ready for it. I just wasn't ready for it a year later. So I'm still working. Um, I've learned a couple tricks on how to get by. I close my bad eye and I use my good eye. It makes it a little bit more clear so you don't see that fuzziness out of the other eye. And so eventually, guys, what it boils down to is my left eye pretty much could go at any point now. I mean, legally blind, you're not considered blind yet, but where I can't even make a shape. I couldn't even read the top of the board. The top of the board usually has like a giant E. I could not read that. So, now I'm taking in all the things I can see till that time. Because even though my right eye is good, it's gonna be, carrying my weight right now. And when I say good, it's bearable. And so, luckily, my job, we use big screens, and so I can still get by at my work. And cause I don't know what I'd do if I ever lost my work. I've been working since I wasn't even legal to work, because back in the 80s, they didn't care. Like late 70s, I was working when I was like 8, 9 years old, taking out trash. They didn't. As long as like the parents were good with it, they weren't really strict back then. And I've always made my own way. I've never relied on anybody to bail me out. Or, I mean, in the past, I've had GoFundMe's. That was, to help me and other people all at once, because one couldn't carry the weight of everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I hated it. I hated asking. But here I am now, all alone, and I know I got my family. I know I got my friends, but the thought of one day waking up and not being able to see anything scares me. It does. Like, even my podcast, when I do my podcast, I get scared because I'm missing comments from people, and I have a producer, I have a co-host that picking up the slack for me. Like, they know I can't read it, so they'll read it off to me, and it's hard. I've always been the positive one, I've always been the one to, if someone was in trouble, if someone needed to talk, I'm there, and I'm still going to continue to be that person, because it's much more important now, where one day I might not be able to see someone in pain. Maybe one day there'll be a person that needs my help, and I won't be able to see what they're going through. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, like, I'll always be the positive one, but right now it's this is a lot to take in. But don't use this as a reason not to contact me if, like, you need someone to talk to. I'm still gonna be there. Just trying to say, like, if I respond and misspellings, and that's why, because this little phone that I'm looking into I really, when I'm typing out something, I really have to go slower now to make sure I'm not making errors and mistakes. And like, I posted in a group the other day, and I misspelled like 3 or 4 words, and when you post in a group and you got the spelling police, and so if I misspelled because I was typing too fast, that's one thing, but it hurts. It's so. love you all. I really do. So that's if you see me posting more storylines, it's easier because all you do is click on a picture and post, and or like there's like a area to pick a music for your story, and so it saved me from posting. And I'll still post them. Don't worry about it. I'll still promote. I'll still do my part to help along other people because that's who I am. But I'm not gonna take it for granted as much anymore because one day, like I said, one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Oh, I know people probably say, "Well, stay. You'll be able to beat this. Fight it, Rob. Fight it." Yes, I am gonna fight it. I'm just saying that one day it may end up beating me. So, much love, everybody. Peace, harmony.